Coming out of IMG Academy, where so many great players have come out of Bradenton, Florida, in the 2025 class, the Arkansas Razorbacks are bringing in the number one point guard in the 2025 class, the number five player nationally, and the number three player out of the state of Florida. That is, of course, Darius Acuff Jr., a player that a lot of fans are big on as the starting point guard for next season for the Razorbacks. Maddie, this was a pretty big get when John Calipari brought him into Arkansas for this year. Obviously, Arkansas's got a lot of competition on the floor for some really good point guards, but this seems right now to be that Arkansas fans are expecting Darius Acuff to get the start and everything else this season as the number one point guard for this team. Your thoughts on Darius Acuff, and we'll jump into the scouting report here in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Darius Acuff, just from a point guard perspective, already seems like an almost complete player. He's got great basketball IQ for being so young. Obviously, it's going to have to step up just a little bit when he gets into college basketball, into the college basketball world. But he's got John Calipari right behind him, one of the best point guard producers when it comes to coaching going into the NBA. And I think Darius Acuff is going to be a fantastic asset for the Hogs this season.
And that was actually a key thing that John Calipari, or actually Darius Acuff, said that John Calipari said was that he just wants him to be a leader. He said he knows my game. He just wants me to be more of a leader, and everything will come with itself. And on some level, I definitely agree. Like, this is a big time prospect here. McDonald's All-American. There's a lot of potential here for Darius Acuff to be a big part of this Razorback team and everything for next season. I want to get into the scouting report, but I want everyone to just kind of hear what I'm saying here real fast and take it with a grain of salt because maybe I'm crazy and I haven't seen a lot of like notes or anything on this. But this is just after watching this kid's film and everything else and looking at his body type and the kind of game that he plays. I just really think that he's kind of another DJ Wagner. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, and a lot of people may think I'm crazy. Like I think like what we're seeing right now out of Darius Acuff is a player like DJ Wagner, who's one of the best in the country coming to the SEC this year, and one of the best players in his recruiting class. We're having the expectations for Darius Acuff to be all the expectations that we expected out of DJ Wagner in year one back in Kentucky. So, like, I think that's something. So, everybody just hold on to that thought because maybe I'm crazy. You watch the tape, you tell me because we're going to show some stuff in here anyway. Maybe I'm the crazy one here. But, Maddie, let's go through this scouting report and let's talk Darius Acuff.
Sounds good. I mean, like we said, Darius Acuff seems like an almost complete player coming in as a freshman. When it comes to his athletic ability, he is very dominant and he is a dynamic lead guard. He's got long arms, a good wingspan. Coming in at only 6'2", that's pretty impressive in itself. He
Yep.
can absorb contact without losing his line. I'm sure he'll bulk up a little bit too, so that can only be increased and get better. And he dictates his own pace, which is great for a point guard at this level. He can get downhill with increasing power and force, and improving the first step, counter, and second move is often super, super lethal when it comes to this guy.
And I think that's a lot of what I'm seeing is like when I talk about like the DJ Wagner comparison is that like that get downhill with increasing power and force. We saw DJ Wagner and you look at his high school tape, that's what we saw a lot out of DJ Wagner was that ball dominant guard getting downhill and really being physical and getting to the rim with increasing power and force. Like those are things that like when we if you go back and watch his freshman tape, those are things that we expected a lot out of DJ Wagner. And he's got that kind of game in him. The big difference, though, let's talk about the offense for Darius Acuff, is that right now, Darius Acuff coming out of high school was shooting 35, 36% from three. And that's a big difference. And that's something Arkansas needs this season is someone who's going to be a 35, 36% shooter from three. And he was also over 80% from the free throw line in high school. Maddie, I know you're a fan of that. But, you know, like, yeah, everyone should be a fan of good free throw shooting. But the three-point shooting ability is the thing that if he can hold that, that's the thing that DJ Wagner lacks. And like really, and so like that's what makes him just, I think, a step better when we talk about these comparisons. But let's talk about the rest of the offense. Great feel for the pick and roll. attacks hard in the open court. He has an assortment of scoring options in the lane. He's got all the moves that you want when he gets into the paint and gets downhill. He's a tough shot maker. He's an improving shooter, and he's got crazy wrong foot finishing ability. Just a player that you can get excited about and go out there and make you something out of a highlight. At his best, when he's setting everyone else up, that's when his game just really excels. And it's when he's being that true point guard, and other players end up raising their games with him, and that's what makes him one of the best point guard prospects out here in the country. And he's dangerous off the catch and shoot and dribble. So like very good player, a lot of versatility in his offense, and then he's got advanced ball handling skills, and he reads and reacts well to different defenses. And Maddie, speaking of that defense, John Calipari had his first defense this season that was back in the top 40 in KenPom. How much do you think Darius Acuff is going to help him out?
Oh, I think it's going to be magnificent. We've talked about, kind of those comparisons to DJ Wagner. DJ Wagner has very high basketball IQ when it comes to defense, and Darius Acuff very similar in that regard. He's a very physical defender, and he's slowly getting looser in the hips guarding, which is going to be great when it comes to that using that basketball IQ to get in there, get in passing lanes, and be able to get steals. He's got quick hands and able to increase that steal percentage with those as well.
Yeah, and so let's talk about Darius Acuff here on the full court. When you look at the point guard position right now in Arkansas and you break down this depth chart, there's really two guys that Arkansas is going to be leaning on, and that's Darius Acuff and DJ Wagner. When I talk about this team this season, like I really feel like for Darius Acuff to be exceptional and for Darius Acuff to lead this team to, Arkansas's goals, the promised land, get back to a Final Four, which has been the dream since '95 for the Razorbacks, to get back into that last weekend of the NCAA tournament. I think Darius Acuff has to bring all those tools that DJ Wagner really brings, and then he's got to be able to be a multiple threat offensive weapon. He's got to be a pass, shoot, and drive kind of weapon for Arkansas. If he's hitting, I mean, let's say the numbers regress a little bit from high school. If he's still hitting 33%, that should be better and leave you as a threat out there to where someone has to make the decision to guard you on the perimeter, guard you on the pass, or guard you in the line. They got to make some kind of business decision somewhere in the line, and like it's going to take some elite defenders out there. And then you're going to back up Darius Acuff with an experienced guard who's got a lot of the same tools, and hopefully he's going to be improving his 3-point shot further this season. He did improve it to Kentucky. It went up like a 1.5%. So hopefully it goes up another 1.5% and hopefully gets to like 32, 33 for DJ Wagner. But you got an experienced guard helping DJ Wagner get better out there at the point guard spot all through camp this summer. And then they have similar games, in my opinion. So you're going to have a lot of consistency between players leading that number one spot for this team. I like Darius Acuff a lot. I think he's a big piece, but it's really going to come down to he needs to be that versatile guard for Arkansas, and I think that unlocks this Razorback team. But I don't think he's going to have any problem getting on the floor this year.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things you kind of mentioned there, he's going to have that guard that's very similar to him, be able to kind of lead the way, show him the ropes. And the fact that this team has so much retention on it, there's going to be chemistry there. So really, Darius Acuff, as long as he uses that basketball IQ, gets in those reads, and is able to build chemistry with his teammates, I think we're in a perfect situation.
Yeah, again, I might be crazy. Maybe you guys see something completely different on the tape. We all have different opinions at times on this stuff. We see through the rankings. There's a reason that, like, right now you look at Isaiah Sealy and he's in the top 70 prospects, and then others have him outside the top 100, depending on which site you look at. Everyone's going to have different opinions on different players, but I really do think that there's a continuity feel. And as long as Darius Acuff fits into this mold and can lead that offense, it should be really successful for the Razorbacks this season. But that's really the catalyst point is like you need Darius Acuff to be that leader on this team. You've got to have him be that versatile number one scoring guard, or not scoring guard, but that number one versatile option point guard where you have to figure out how you're going to guard him on the defensive end every night in a different way. And you're going to have to put one of your best defenders on him. I think that's going to open up the rest of this team. So I'm really optimistic on it. Number two player coming into the SEC this season. It's a big get for the Razorbacks. They got an exceptional freshman class coming in this year. And Darius Acuff definitely at the top of that list. Arkansas fans, well, you're probably somewhat familiar with this channel if you've been here for a little bit, but for any of you who are new here, Please like and subscribe to the Hoop Southbound show, the channel. We've got more Freshman 15 coming up. Malik Thomas is also on this list. We'll have his episode coming out very shortly. And then additionally, we will also have an episode of The Portal coming out on Malik Ewan as one of the top 10 portal commits coming into the SEC this year. So plenty of content to enjoy here in our Slam Dunk Summer Sessions. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Thanks, guys.